Hey, I'm Jax, and I'm gonna answer the age-old question, can you turn a beach towel into a corset to make the towel set? Let's start designing. So the vibe of this one, I literally typed into Google, summer corset, which are two words that shouldn't go together, but we're forcing them together. And that's the general vibe of what I want to do for this one, because you know, it's July now, which means it's summertime, and I live in LA, so what that means is I get excessive heat warnings every day. So that's the general vibe, because you know, it's beach and it's fun. So we cut this off the forearm. For seam allowance here, we're just gonna do 1/2 inch, nothing too crazy, nothing too special for this one, because it's a beach towel. It shouldn't be too difficult to work with. All right, so here's the pattern. Next, what we gotta do is start cutting everything out. So let us do that. This is the beach towel that we're gonna be using. So let us start cutting out our pattern. Yeah, so there's our beach towel. The goal for this one is to try to keep that tie-dye feel going throughout the whole entire corset. I'm using this particular one because it is my least favorite type of beach towel. It's a microfiber towel, which is objectively the worst kind of towel. Listen, I would say that I'm an expert on towels. You know why? Because I've been a competitive swimmer my entire life. I go surfing from time to time with my homies. And when I'm hopping out of the pool or crawling out of the ocean, and I walk over to where my stuff is and I see a microfiber towel, it's the worst one, because you know why? You know why? Because it's super water resistant, and you don't want a water resistant when you're trying to dry off. It's the worst. It's the worst. It doesn't do anything. You just kind of sit there kind of cold with the water still dripping on you, because the microfiber towel isn't going to absorb the water because it's water resistant. Oh, this makes me so, this makes me so irrationally angry. I'm on the beef tier list. It's an A tier beef. This made me so angry. I brought it back a bit that I haven't used in over a year. It's been a year. I don't think any of you have even seen this tier list before. Soon I'm gonna start talking to myself again. And nobody wants to see me talking to myself again. I'm sorry, what were we doing? Oh yeah, we're making a corset. So we're gonna finish cutting everything out, and then we're also gonna cut out of our interfacing. We're using extra thick for this one, and lining. Alrighty, so now that everything's cut out, let's head over to the sewing machine and we can actually start sewing everything together. Before we start sewing, if you're enjoying the video, maybe consider leaving a like on it. It makes it do better, and I worked really hard on this. Okay, let's get the sewing. It's prep work time, let's go. This is super simple. We're gonna grab our towel. Then we're gonna grab our extra thick interfacing. We're gonna smush those two together. We're gonna leave the towel face down, and then the interfacing on top of that. I just find this to be the easiest way to actually make sure I get a nice smooth finish when I'm sewing it all the way around. If you want to be really fancy, you can head over to a serger, but I'm not going to do that because this is a silly YouTube video. I've been sewing for 17 hours straight. I am in an insane summer class right now. I am so tired. I am so sorry I look like this. Now, let's actually start putting everything together. So, let's do that. All right, let's start sewing these two pieces together. So first, we sew the pieces together. And now we grab some bias tape here. Then we open up the seam and sew in our bone channels. Sweet. Now, let's do that for the rest of it. Let's go. It's time to sew the whole entire thing together. That's the step we're on, so you know what that means. It's tier list time, let's go! And every will, of course, if we throw the material that we're working with onto the tier list, and the towel is an A tier. It's kind of cheating because it is just kind of normal fabric. And it's not like, oh, this is so cool. I got so many fun ideas like the jorts, but it's just kind of whatever. I think it's basically because it's a microfiber towel and I don't like microfiber towels. So it is stuck at A tier because it's, you know, it's simple to sew with. It's still gonna turn out pretty cool. So yeah, a solid A tier. It's our first one of the series. Cardboard box should have gotten A tier. Rest in peace, cardboard. All right, so we're gonna finish sewing all these pieces together, and then, okay, so now let us make the lining. Lining's super simple. All we gotta do is sew 1/2 inch on each piece, making sure we put our right sides together. Nothing too crazy. Cool, so now that all that sewing is done, we can head over to the cutting table and actually cut out our bones. So let us do that. Now let's put the bones into the bone channels. So let's get to doing that. It's bones time. All right, so all we're gonna do here is we're marking off at the top of the bottom 1/2 inch. That way we can slide all the bones into the bone channels. I have 2 different types of bones. I have a 1/4 inch bone and I actually have a 1/2 inch bone for this one. Yeah, they're both plastic bones, super simple. Just the 1/2 inch fits better into this particular bone channel style. So yeah, that's the plan. They're bones. We're putting in the bones in the bone channels. Yippee! Cool. Now let's head over to the sewing machine and add in our lining. Now let us attach the lining to the actual corset. So in an earlier step, I prepped this already. We're just sewing on 1/2 inch to both of the pieces of the lining that are already on there. And then we're just gonna add a top stitch, top and bottom, to make my life easier for the next step. Because we love it when life is easy. I really need to take a nap. All right, now I'm gonna cut out the edge out of this. So let's do that. I know what all the purists are thinking right now. You didn't cut it out on the bias. What are you doing? Yeah. It's fine, man. It's gotta get connected. I don't have enough of this to make it out of the bias. So we're just gonna pretend that I did that. Do as I say, not as I do type of thing, all right? Make sure whenever you're doing bias finish, you cut it out in the bias, but I'm not gonna do that. Just not gonna do that, okay? I'm acknowledging it, but we're gonna move on. So we're just cutting out enough so that way we can get on the top and the bottom, and then we're gonna switch over back to the sewing machine. So we're just sewing 1/2 inch on the top, then we're gonna flip it over, folding it and making sure we catch the other side, and then we're gonna sew, and then we're gonna do that for the bottom as well, and then ta-da! All the sewing of this project is completed. Let's go! Yeah, no more sewing in the sewing project. Isn't that fun? Isn't that a great feeling when you get to the end of the project and you're like, oh, only finishing touches, no more sewing. Let's go! Yes! 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 I'm so sleep deprived! Cool. Now let us add in our grommets. All right, let's add the grommets. It's hammer time. This is what's left of the towel. Okay, we'll grab the hammer and do it now. So now let's lace it up on the form and take a look. Before we see the completed corset on the form, if you enjoyed this video, maybe consider subscribing. All right, let's see the finished towel set. Sweet, there it is. All right, cool. I'm gonna clean this up now and then cut to me talking in front of a green screen to give my final thoughts. So there you have it, a corset made 100% out of a beach towel. So the answer to the age-old question, can you turn a towel into a corset, is yes. And it looks pretty cool. Yeah, I'm really happy how this one turned out. I feel like I really got that nice like tie-dye look, especially on this part right here. I think that looks super, super cool. I'm pretty happy with this one. It was even easy enough for me to actually like put the towel along the edge and not have to use like a different material. So that's pretty neat. So if you enjoy this stuff, be sure, leave a like, subscribe, drop a comment on what weird material I should use next. And I'll tell you later. Today's date, Sunday, July 5th. Next week will be Sunday, July 12th, otherwise known as my birthday. So look forward for a special birthday edition of Will It Corset. You know what every good birthday cake needs? A candle.